that is the Kim kits, was 65.4%, equivalent to 14,466,779 voters. Roman 3, the second respondent, however, indicated that he expected the above number to rise once the number of votes identified manually was taken into account. Contrary to the above declaration and reasonable legitimate expectation, the final voter turnout captured and declared in the final results of the presidential election in Form 3C is stated to be 14,213,137 votes, which is absurdly lower and not higher as anticipated. Notwithstanding a computation using addition of the valid votes in figures for the presidential elections, candidates in the aggregate results shows that the total number of valid votes is 14,213,027. Now, my ladies and my lords, the first point that is being made there, that if you look at the results as announced by the Electoral Commission and what is stated in Form C as the turnout of voters, and that is 14,213,137 votes. If you compute or add the number of votes cast for each candidate individually, that is the petitioner, the second respondent, and the two other candidates, that the figure that results is not the figure that was stated in Form 34C. The figure is 14,213,037. That is the first point. And this is important because as we proceed, we are going to demonstrate that the number of voters who took part in the elections and the number of votes cast in the election is indeterminate and is a moving target. It keeps on shifting. And I invite your lordships and my ladies to look at the results as set out in Form 34C and I equally invite the court to calculate the number of votes garnered by each of the presidential candidates. The figures do not agree at all. And therefore, the first point of reference, as it were, is that the computation of the figure 50 plus 1 was based on a wrong computation of the total votes cast, as it were, and as proclaimed by the chairman of the Independent Elections and Boundaries Commission. Now, this may be a mathematical paradox or even a conundrum. The numbers of voters who turn out to vote as declared by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission should be the same as the number of voters that are declared emanating from the Kim's kits, because the source of the number of voters that have cast their votes can be garnered in two ways: by looking at the numbers as recorded in the Kim kits, or at the end of the election exercise by computing the number of votes cast in the election. And my ladies and my lords, you would find that in this election, again, if you take the number of votes, or rather of the voter turnout which was 65.4.